Hey, welcome back. I'm glad that you're here. This is The Real Happy Ending, and I'm Chuck Henson. We're here to talk about the serious strategic work of reclaiming your body's potential. Today, I want to dive into how 30 years in a broadcast booth gave me a secret weapon for my massage table, and why my home studio is a game changer for your physical recovery. All right, let's get right into it, okay? People always ask me, how does 30 years behind the mic translate to working on a massage table? Well, the answer is pretty simple. I never stopped being a journalist. In broadcasting, you learn that the story isn't just in the words. It's in the tone, it's in the pacing, it's in the silences. When a client walks into my home studio, I'm not going to just look for muscle tension. I'm going to listen for what their body is broadcasting. I use the same investigative discipline I honed for 3 decades to ask all those right questions, to dig deeper than you just saying, my shoulder hurts, to reveal the root of the story. All right, and speaking of stories, most people treat their health like it's a breaking news story, only dealing with it when there's a crisis. That's not wellness, that's emergency management. Operating my studio out of my home, it allows me to strip away the retail fluff you find at a chain spa. There are no sales pitches for skincare products. I'm not going to force small talk. There's no rushing to hit a quota. My home studio is a focused, high-level environment where we manage your body's performance just like a broadcast signal. It needs to be clear and optimized. Your body needs consistent, skilled attention to function at its peak. All right, let's talk about the title of this podcast. The Real Happy Ending. That phrase has been hijacked by a subculture that has nothing to do with health or professional care. It's frankly offensive that the industry is still plagued by these illicit misconceptions. When we focus on the stigma, we do a disservice to those who need legitimate clinical bodywork. I'm going to reclaim that term. A real happy ending is about reclaiming your quality of life. You know, we all have horror stories as massage therapists, and I have them too. I want to hear yours. I'm going to share mine in just a moment, but if you have had an experience as a massage therapist where a simple, innocent request for a massage was misunderstood, reach out. Leave a note on my website, on the YouTube channel, on any of my social media. We need to bring these stories into light to change the narrative. Now, here's mine. I booked a new client who came from this area of Central Florida, nice enough person. On the table, everything was going well. It was a 90-minute sports-related massage, a little bit more of a deeper tissue. I noticed that this person kept moving his hand over and, for lack of a better term, started touching himself. I immediately just take that person's arm, I move it to where I want it to be, and I continue. I don't say a word. I just move them to where I need them to be. Same would be true if someone like reaches out to touch me. I will just put their hand where it's supposed to be. The second time, I literally put my hand on the person's arm, moved it back, put some pressure on it, looked right into his face and went, no. And then it happened a third time. And then I just had enough. I mean, 2 warnings is plenty. The person knew exactly what they were doing. I flipped all the lights on in the studio. I said, we're done now. We were maybe 45 minutes from being done. We're done now. I left the room, waited for him to come out. He came out eventually, was of course mortified and embarrassed, which he should have been. I kept his money and he went out the door, and I blocked him from my client list. He can never book with me again. Those stories happen all too frequently, and there is a misconception that somehow massage therapist equals sex worker. And I want to be very clear. Sex work is work. People who do that for a living, they are working very hard and have a legitimate way to earn an income. That is not how I earn my income. That is how other massage therapists who are professionals are treated in their environment. And we have to stop it. We have to shine a light on it. You have to know that when you come into my facility, you're going to receive a professional experience from a professional. So if you've had a similar experience, let me know about it. Reach out, as I mentioned, to any of the sources you can find me on. The YouTube channel would be the best place, probably. You know, in my 30 years of broadcasting, I learned that you don't get the truth by necessarily asking a yes or no question. You get it by asking the questions that force an audit of the current situation. So when you're feeling that chronic or static tension in your system, I'm going to give you 3 questions to ask yourself that will help you diagnose before you come to see me. First, is this pain a consistent signal? Is it a constant signal, or does it shift based on your posture? Now, if the pain shifts because of your posture, then it's mechanical and you have agency over it. We can fix that. Secondly, what were you doing for the 90 minutes prior to the tension spiking? So when it got so bad that you're like, wow, I need to deal with this, what were you doing for the 90 minutes prior to that? Try to think, because there's something in those 90 minutes that's going to lead us to helping you get rid of that pain. Third, if you had to describe the sensation as a broadcast quality, is it sharp interference? Is it a dull buzz or a complete loss of signal? When you can categorize your pain, then you have power over it, and you can help me to determine what it is so we can fix it together. All right. When we head out the door here for this episode of The Real Happy Ending, I'm going to do a little commercial for myself. Are you tired of being another number on a spot intake form? Well, my practice is built on a simple premise. I treat you with the same focus and analytical rigor that I brought to the broadcast studio for 30 years. I'm Chuck Henson. I'm not here to offer you a spa day. I'm here to offer you a strategic wellness intervention. When you book a session at my home studio, you're getting a professional who identifies the root of your tension, works with you to resolve it. No corporate fluff, no retail sales pressure, just results. Visit my website, find me on massagebook.com, check the booking link in the show notes, and let's get to work today on your body's story. All right? Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of The Real Happy Ending with Chuck Henson. If you're ready to stop the emergency management and start the maintenance, I'll see you soon on my table. Hey, and as a final note, if you're a wellness professional doing things differently, if you're running a practice that cuts through the noise and delivers real results, I want to talk to you. I'm looking for guests to share how they operate their practice. So reach out via my website or any of my social media. I'm Chuck Henson. Keep listening to your body, and I'll see you soon on my table.
Chuck Henson here from Chuck Henson Wellness. And if you love your garden as much as I do, you know this feeling. All that bending, lifting, and weeding can take a real toll on your low back, hips, and shoulders. Even when my chief relaxation officer, Scout, is ready to play, sometimes my body just says, not today. That is why I created the Gardener's Relief Session. We target those specific muscle groups that get overworked in the yard, helping to release tension, restore flexibility, and get you back to enjoying your passion pain-free. Using techniques like percussive therapy, we can deeply relax those gardener's hinges. Don't let aches keep you from your green thumb. Give your body the same care you give your garden. Call Chuck Henson Wellness today and schedule your Gardener's Relief Session.